it sits with you for a while and resonates, and then you attempt to solve the problem. I mean, my first solution was just to look around and find a product. Of course, there wasn't one. And the more I looked, the more I couldn't believe that there wasn't a product. That's when I sort of started working on the whole project to develop the neck brace as it is today.
Okay, up next is the expert class brought to you by Pico Factory Racing, also Broadcliffe Plant Hire Construction. There's Cullen Scott going for the clean sweep, Team Green Rider. He has won 3 of the 3 motos this weekend in the expert MX2 class. So he's looking
very good this weekend.
Yeah, he's been very
really
good. He's looking mighty fine. There is Tom Murphy on the Acer United Gas. He had that most bizarre incident in the last race where the whole back end of that bike got beaten off. Not his fault, it was a crash, but everything, like the whole side panels, exhaust, just the whole back end of the bike got beaten off. So they've repaired that and he's back out there.
It was almost ripped off, wasn't it, how it came up? It had the seat.
It was really odd. There's Pat Stowe. There's also Ben Edwards, number 3. He's also going for a clean sweep in the MX1 category. There's Joe Clayton, Team Green Kawasaki. Louis Kessel. There's Dad Larry. Last bit of advice from the rider down in Cornwall. So fair play, their commitment alone. And the Claytons, they have to drive up from Devon all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Gilbert does the same as well, doesn't it? It's a slog doing that.
Yeah, there's a brace of Team Green Kawasaki riders. Clayton on the 450, that's why he's got the white background. Cullen Scott on the 250 with the black background. So teammates in the same race, but not necessarily racing in the same class. Looking fly in their fast house kit, I can say.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
And there's the other Team Green rider, Ben Clayton, younger brother of Joe. You can see how big Ben is. He's ready for a 450.
Yeah. How old is he now?
I think he's only still just 18.
Still young then, yeah. I think
he could probably hold up those fuel cans like each side, like world's strongest
If you want to
man.
do the indoor stuff as well, sometimes it's better to get on.
So we're panning across the start line here. There's Charlie giving some beans. Sean Southgate, Jamie Dixon from down there, 134 down there in Poole. Good to have Jamie riding with us. J-Dog, as we like to call him. There's Dad Pete, last little minute punch to the stomach. Go on, son. How's that for a Father's Day treat? Take that.
George Simuch there as well. Good ride for him in the first one.
Yeah, there's Jordan McCall, the Irishman, Northern Ireland. We have a lot of riders come over from Ireland and Northern Ireland supporting the series, and I'll tell you what, just like we said, talk about travelling far. It's not far, but they got that ferry crossing, and that's not cheap.
Yeah, no, it's not. So even with the help that the ferry companies give them, it's still it's a lot of money.
Good on them for supporting the series and coming over every time to race the Michelin MX Nationals.
Harry Bradley maybe, and then Robson as well.
Oh, who went early? 166.
It's not Josh Taylor. Is there another one? It's Jack Moore.
Jack Moore went early. Oh, no,
down
more carnage.
as well.
More carnage on the first. That is
156.
Adam Wells. Adam Wells in there. Was it that? Maybe not. I'm not even sure if Adam's right.
Sure. Not sure.
Anyway, we'll get them all sorted out across the line to see who's going to win the Planet Moto Spanish Holiday First Lap Leader Award.
So for people that want to know what happened to Scott Hale in the last one.
That was Taylor. It was Josh Taylor hitting the deck.
It?
It was 166, not 156.
Nightmare.
Right.
So Scott Hale hit a massive stone going up the big hill and just burst his tyre.
There are some big stones, sandstones out there. That's
big
it.
rocks.
So Scott Hale went out with a puncher, probably a front wheel puncher.
Yeah,
I
it
would
was.
have thought.
Yeah.
His back, you can just about nurse
You'd be able
it
to go round, yeah.
Oh no, who's that? That's Clayton.
14 of Clayton.
Joe Clayton Team Green rider, MX1 rider hitting the deck on whoops of all things, but they're not Supercross whoops.
No, they're not. It's slightly different. But we've got race on again. We've got the three of Ben Edwards and George Simuch just behind him, going for it again. So it's going to be a showdown.
It's pretty much where it ended up, wasn't it? The first moto.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, Ben Edwards is tidy. He takes the Planet Moto First Lap Leader Award. So it's Ben Edwards leading the way on the opening lap. It's not a complete full lap, but they are across the timing loop, across the finish line here. And that's Ben Edwards leading the way ahead of George Simuch. Charlie Putnam on the part. Holmes Husqvarna in third. Then it's Richard Bird. I think Richard's from Dublin. Apologies if I got that wrong, but another rider coming over from the Emerald Island. John Robson in fifth, number 28. Then it's Sean Southgate for sixth. Seventh is Harry Bradley, number 4. Then it's Jordan McCaw. Simon Booth finds himself in ninth on the first half a lap ahead of Jay McCrum. Ben Hayward in 11th, number 911. Then it's Aaron Patstone, number 150. 13th is Jamie Dixon. In the expert MX2 category 250 division, obviously they're always buried a little bit further down the field. It's Cullen Scott with another leading lap. In the MX2 on the Team Green Kawasaki ahead of Louis Kessel on the Kes Commercials KTM. Kieran York is in third. Then it's Ollie Beamish for fourth. Ollie's got like a Golden Barn Raceway. That's had a lot of history as well, so that's kind of Ollie's home track, literally.
Do they open that place today? Yeah.
Yeah, they still open it occasionally, but he'll be much better when we get to the hard pack stuff.
Yeah. Is that the one that's in the valley?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jake Preston finds himself in fifth and Tom Murphy back in sixth. That's where we're at with that on the opening lap for the experts.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't open that track more often, but I think it's due to like the actual effort it takes to do it. From what I've heard.
It's been open a long time. Yeah, and with everything like it is, the guys, I mean,
they wanted to bother, did they?
The family have been racing there, riding there for 3 generations, maybe even more. So
they give it a break.
Yeah, basically. So Edwards away. Just looking at the MX2 rider, Cullen Scott. Where is he?
Strong up the front here.
There's Cullen Scott. He's in the mix, number 16. He is your leading MX2 rider, and number 7 is in second place in the MX2 class. So you can see the track is starting to dry out a bit because they're not so heavily roosted on the first lap, are they? Okay, I threw to Callum at a very bad time. He is just getting a Halls soother to try and stop his voice going.
Yeah, I did. I just went to chew it as soon as you spoke to me.
Sorry, mate.
No, mate, it's fine.
All right, don't cham your food on live feed.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to mute you while you finish that.
Please do.
Yeah, Callum looking after his voice because when we talk for 2 days solidly, it's fair to say, don't call me and Callum on a Monday.
No.
Because honestly, we won't want to talk to you.
I got home last night and my missus is barking my ear off, and I'm like, Mel, as much as I love you to death, I just don't want to talk to you. Can I just watch telly and just not talk? It would be great. I love you. It isn't anything against you. I've talked all day. But the front of this one, look at those guys. Ben Edwards, George Simuch, Charlie Putnam, John Robson and Sean Southgate. That is a top 5.
It is.
That is a top 5.
This is good. We're seeing Cullen Scott on screen. He is your leading. Well, now we're going to number 4.
That's Harry Bradley having a really good ride. Harry's really struggled all year. I'm actually good friends with Harry.
Is that Harry or is that Rob Cross? I think it's the 4th. Is that?
It is Harry.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
The off-road world supported rider Harry Bradley. He struggled all year to find his pace. You know, had some personal stuff going on, which I know about. So it's good to see him back in a strong position. It's really good to see him. It's refreshing, actually. So big up to Harry Bradley and the off-road world crew.
Yeah, he is currently in 7th position in the MX1 category. Rider on screen, Team Green Kawasaki's Cullen Scott, looking fly, looking smart, looking clean, as in kit and riding ability, and he's looking good at this stage for the overall in MX2.
Yeah, really good. Absolutely perfect weekend. Yesterday he was unreal as well, wasn't he? Unreal. So the first race, me and you couldn't believe it when he came round in front of all the 450s. It was like, are we sure that's not Clayton?
And he stayed there for three-quarters of the race.
I know, mental. Really good, really good ride.
I think today the track is riding heavier, so the power of the 450s is more noticeable today.
Definitely.
It was drier yesterday.
It was almost like a wet layer of dust yesterday on a hard base, wasn't it? So you could probably get away with it a bit more.
There's an extreme close-up of Cullen Scott wearing those got his very funky Bell Moto 9 sprayed lid.
I love the kit. I love the Fast House kit. The setup that he's running is just wicked, isn't it?
So he's looking good out there. Back at the front of the field, it's still Ben Edwards steamrolling his way at this moment in time to 4 straight victories, but George Simach, number 491, is on his case.
Yeah, I think George wants it. I mean, I didn't get a chance to speak to him. You know how we're just in here all day, aren't we? Didn't get a chance to speak to him about the bike too much, but I think George just manhandles anything. So he will want to get a win. I know he really wants to prove himself in front of people. And yeah, great family, great kid. So let's see, he might be able to do it this time. It's not an easy race to win though. It's really not. This expert class is fast, really fast.
With a capital F.
With a capital F. All of these kids, they want to be pros, don't they? They want to be in the pro, they want to pick up contracts. And that's what they want, especially the guys at the front.
Yes, indeed, and this is why this expert class is so good, particularly on the Sundays. Look at this. Let's, if we can get the camera crew back up to the front of the field, we have got Ding Dong race on.
Yeah.
We've got Ben Edwards and George Simach. There they are, going up the hill, 1 and 2 in the race in MX1, and Simach is making a real effort in this final moto to try and spoil Ben Edwards' weekend.
One thing I did find out through somebody about George is, yeah, that bike was literally bought last week and he has jumped on it. I don't know whether he's done anything to it, but...
Look at that. That was tidy.
Straight out the shop.
I tell you, that was tidy. He jumped, went to the inside, but he just jumped straight into the rut. Impeccable riding from George Simach. That inside line, the way he did it, that gained about a second there.
Yeah.
He's right on him. This is brilliant. Look at this. What a great final moto we're having here.
So he does a lot of riding up in Scotland, really loves the deep, rutted, horrible stuff that everyone else avoids. It's sort of his gag. So I think the track's probably going to be more suited to him now, you know, in the second race.
Yeah, this Apico factory racing expert MX1 and MX2 class. What a great way to finish the weekend. We've only got one more moto after this. Remember, it's the fastest 40 brought to you by Michelin and Milwaukee. And then that's it, round 2 in the bag.
Finished.
So sit in, people, we're not done yet. Watch us to the very end before you got to go and either, I don't know, stick the roasties in or whatever you've got to do on a Sunday.
Do you know what? They're all having roast dinners and we're stuck in here. It's like a greenhouse.
Got to stop talking about food.
Oh, no, I know. I've still got a yoghurt there.
It shows in our physique. We don't care. Oh, Simach making a mistake.
Come on, George. Get yourself together.
Nicely into the hole. Look at that.
Yeah, both him and Ben Edwards. Ben's so tidy, isn't he?
He is very tidy. We know he's good in the sand.
That's where I think he just gains a little bit. I mean, George sends it into anything, doesn't he? And we see that visibly. He's just flat out into everything. But I think Ben Edwards has just got a little bit more finesse.
Yeah, looking at these two riders, I say George is a bit more wham bam. You know, he slams stuff, he's heavy on the clutch, throws it in, then explodes out the corners.
Yeah.
Whereas Ben is just keeping constant momentum. So he comes in to the corner a little bit slower, brakes a little bit early, but then rolls it on nice and gently, and I think that drives him around the corner.
Where you get them little notches of hard ground underneath, probably is actually a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
George makes me tired watching him.
Just watch him here, see if George does this again. Ben has changed his line.
Yeah, both
smart riding, because he probably knew, he could hear.
Yeah, he
probably
would.
The lap before.
Oh, very close now though. Really, really close.
This is good, because when you're in Ben Edwards' position here, he's won all 3 races up to this point. He's comfortably going to win the overall.
Yeah.
He's got, you know, he knows that. He's going to extend his championship lead. But
Yeah.
when you go for a perfect weekend, you want it. You don't want to roll over in the last race.
Definitely.
You want to win the overall, but also saying that you won all 4 motos.
But he has got to think at the same time, George Simuch isn't in this championship.
I know, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
so he doesn't need to...
But-
like,
But it's the big but. You want to win all 4 as a racer.
Of course you do. He's looking good at the minute for it.
He is indeed very tidy on that Kanagi Fuels machine, the rider from Scotland.
I'd like to say George was on a sponsored ride, but he's not. So if anyone's wanting to get a rider who's get some good TV coverage, then look, George Simuch is there. He's available.
Again,
for
tidy.
hire, I think.
Yeah, for hire, yeah. So Ben Edwards is from Elgin, up in there in Scotland. Again, just a little bit of info we got on him here. His favourite riders are Ben Watson and Sean Simpson. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Oh, George again, overcooking it.
Just bouncing around. That bike's beating him up a bit, I think.
What do you like most about motocross? We asked Ben. Basically, he's gone straight to the point. Everything. Nothing else compares with it. There you go.
Okay.
Fair answer.
Just watching Jake Millward and a few of the other pros, watching Ben Edwards and George go through that section there where the roller's on. Taking some notes.
Yeah, these pros, you know, they can still learn from these guys. They might see a little bit of a line that they don't see.
It was Husband and Millward just watching out on the track there.
So Cullen Scott, we believe, is still leading. Yep, he's got an 8-second lead over Ollie Beamish in the MX2 category further down the field. Louis Kessel
losing a spot.
Yep, 3rd. And then you've got Jake Preston on the Verdi KTM for 4th. Kieran York in 5th. Tom Murphy 6th. Ben Kennedy 7th. 8th is Ben Clayton. 9th, Jack Moore. Let's see where some of those riders who crashed early on, where they've got up to. So we saw Joe Clayton on the deck on the opening lap. He's now worked his way up to 11th in MX1. That was his younger brother going through the screen there. Ben Clayton, Ben down in MX2. So even these expert guys that train a bit more than the clubmen, get a chance to do a bit more riding, probably push on a little bit more in the gym, etc., whatever, they'll be feeling it now as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some of these guys still go to work, don't they? There are some, the front runners probably aspiring to be doing it professionally, but I know a lot of them go to work, you know, like normal people. You know, I know for a fact George does go to work with his dad as a builder, so I imagine Ben Edwards is probably similar. You know, it's got to be done, hasn't it? That's what these guys aspire to ride full time, I'm sure, but that's what they've got to earn, I suppose. Exactly that. So just tremendous support across the board from all the clubmen riders, the amateurs, the expert class. It just goes to show, like Cullen Scott, he's aspiring, wants to be a pro. So Cullen is now obviously just finished school, done all his exams, is now looking at, you know, obviously going to possibly like to college, but in the meantime he's got himself a job. Good. So he's working in the week. I like that. What's he doing? And trying to, I don't actually know actually. No. But I know he is working, and then trying to sort of work around the motocross around that. I think it's a part-time job, so it allows him maybe to have like Wednesdays off to go riding. A lot of these guys you'll find in here, in the expert class, do have industry jobs. Yeah. You know, I know Harry Bradley, he runs SM Pro Wheels. Oh, it's going to make a move. Simuch, so Edwards made a mistake. So here we are. We're back on the battle out front. Oh, he's going to do it, Joshua, round the outside. He's got him. So this is probably the first time
Well, it's the first time I think Ben Edwards has been overtaken.
Yeah, Ben Edwards is going to be like, what?
This weekend.
Hang on a minute, this doesn't work like that. Stop.
But we know he's in. So this is what we're talking about. This is going to be interesting. What does he do?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to race George
he doesn't.
Simmott.
He doesn't.
George is out of the championship, missed round 1
Yeah.
for starters.
I think I think George was committed to the AIMSA Championship, wasn't it, round 1?
Ben's obviously taken 3 wins. He's in second in this one. He's comfortably going to win the race meeting overall. But does he twist? Or does he? Well, but that tells you everything you need to know.
Still jumping. Oh, no!
Simmott goes into a fallen rider. Where's Edwards? I think he might have
front. Edwards is in front.
He went round the outside. There you go. So line choice with that one. Simmott, basically not his fault. He was on the inside line, a rider in that infamous Honda hole or sandpit. It's not called Honda hole anymore. That's me showing my age.
Yeah.
And then Edwards is back in front, just like that.
George is just, we go again.
Yep.
Let's try again. Like all day, we've been trying this.
This is going to the flag, though, isn't it?
It
How long have we
is.
got left? 2:46 on the clock.
Those bikes are screaming for help, aren't they?
Plus 1 lap. This is going to be tight. Going back, let's look. We're take a visual, not you guys watching the stream. Let's just see where we're at. We're back into the MX2 class. Cullen Scott, number 16, is extending his lead in the MX2 expert race. He is now 9.8 seconds, nearly 10 seconds ahead of Ollie Beamish, 7.71. Then you've got Louis Kessel back another 14 seconds. In fact, Cullen Scott is starting to pick off some MX1 riders here. Back to the front though, this is
Simucha's bike just dipping and diving and bouncing everywhere. That suspension looks horrendous.
I think you can safely say these two are leaving it all out on track.
Yeah, 100%. But riding safe as well. There's no death tackles anywhere, is there? Which is good to see.
Well, yeah. Give it time. They're still.
Every time George catches Ben, though, Ben controls the race every single time and just notches it up that little bit, increments. He's good at it. That's what he does. He's very good at controlling the race. And now, look, he's got maybe a second on George. 1 minute 23 on the clock. They're going to go through. They're probably going to have another 2 laps.
It's going to be 2 from there. They're not going to get from there to the finish line that slow. So I think there's going to be 2 to go here. No sign of the 1 lap board this lap around because it's not going to take them a minute from there to cross the finish line. It's 2 laps to go in this final expert race, brought to you by Apico Factory Racing.
Oh, this is going to slow Ben Edwards down a little bit there. Yeah, allows George to just close back up again. They're here now. Oh!
So Ben Clayton moves out of the way. He knows he's being lapped. There he is, number 11, moves to the side to let this battle go on for another 2 laps. It's not done yet. Simuch is not letting go.
Oh my God, the kid is wild. The kid is wild.
He's committed. That's it. He
if
wants
you
to
ask
win.
his dad, it's hilarious. George wrecks everything. He just ruins everything. Funny group of people. Love him. Yeah, but he's committed. He's just on it, isn't he?
Then tidy to the inside. Simuch even tidier. But this is it. It's going to be when they come around next lap around. So we've got 1 3/4 laps to go.
Even my heart rate's getting up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that just because?
It's good fun to watch, isn't it?
That's probably that coupled with the fact that our chocolate bars are kicking in.
Maybe. Yeah, a bit of a sugar rush. I need it. We need it.
We've got 1 race to go after this. It's the big one. It's the Michelin and Milwaukee fastest 40. But we have still got 1.5 laps of epic action going on around here. This is brilliant. This is what? That line's working. I tell you, right now, if he's there, what he's got to do here, George is actually, if I was George, which I'm not, is just try to make sure I get everything right.
For a lap.
For a lap.
Charge.
Because that line round the outside on that corner just previously, that's his trump card.
It is. And he did it. That's how he passed him the first time.
And
so he just needs to stay that gap. If he can just stay that gap without getting his face filled in every 5 minutes.
He's not waiting.
No,
he's going for it.
Double through there.
Oh.
No, be patient, George.
Wow, this is really going to the flag, but look at Edwards. He's gained loads of time by jumping into
George
that.
needs to get that jump done. The last 3 laps, he's not done it ever since he hit that guy. So maybe it's a bit of a nervous thing.
Psychological. Right, Edwards needs to be pitch perfect here.
Because if George is there, I tell you what, when he comes round to the other bit, he's going to do him. If it remains that sort of distance.
Well, that's what he's got to try and do. He's basically got to stay there right now. Just get the rest of this final lap, half lap, on point. Stick with him, because he is way faster on that sweeping corner.
Did you see the speed?
Wow. He's on him. So that's it. If I was George, I would, but like I said, I'm not, so the red mist has come down or whatever. George, just stay there.
Yeah,
just stay there for another 3 or 4 corners. You've got a line that's going to work. You've just got to keep him within range. And I'm sure if he can stay where he is, we're going to see a big sweep round the outside on that corner coming up.
That inside was good.
Here we go. We're getting close to that section that we're talking about. What a great final moto here in the Pico Factory Racing Expert class. These two are putting on a show here for everybody watching here and all around the globe. Here we go. This is it. Right.
This is
it. This is his move. Let's see if he can do it. This is the line.
Oh, he gave everything he could into that corner.
Not quite. Just got so close. Oh, he nearly jumps into the back of him. But now he really does have to roll the dice now.
Yeah, he's got to just go for it. Ben Edwards now, the same though. He's just not going to let this slide. He wants to get this race win. You can see both of them. Well, this is a dogfight, isn't it?
This is brilliant. Did you see Ben checking the inside there over that jump? Just he knows he's under pressure. He's got to do everything he can now. Hold those tight lines.
Double.
At least if you go in tight and a rider goes around the outside, you can just jump out of your line and punt them off the track.
Exactly.
He's jumping this as well. George isn't. George, just scraping in on top.
What a race.
What a race.
Both of them, well, like that's mint.
That is mint, yeah. It's a great race, but it looks like Ben Edwards is going to hold on here in the final Expert Moto, brought to you by Pico Factory Racing. But I'm going to give it up to George Simuch as well. What a great race. Edwards clean sweeps with 4. Simuch in second. Do you want to go and grab those guys? So Cullen's going to go down there. Callum's going to go down there and speak to them. In the Expert MX2 category, these guys do a little shake of hands. That was a great race, fellas. Thank you for that. I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed that. Shaking hands as they come over the line, a little fist bump. Proper sportsmanship there. That's why this sport is so bloody brilliant. So we're just waiting to see if Cullen Scott is going to get it done. Second, we knew in the race there was George Simuch. Charlie Putnam is going to cross the line for a third. There he is over the line, third in MX1. So a good ride for the Par Homes Husqvarna rider. Then it's going to be Richard Bird crossing the line now, nearly taking out our finish line clock as he goes over the line ahead of Sean Southgate. Here comes Cullen Scott. Like Ben Edwards, he is going to clean sweep the expert class in the MX2 category, taking all 4 moto wins, maximum score to punch and push himself up the championship. So a great weekend for Cullen Scott on the Team Green Kawasaki KX250. Beamish very happy with a second place. Ollie Beamish, he comes in second in MX2 ahead of Jake Preston. Wow. Right. Let's hand down to Callum down there. He should have them down there ready to go.
Well, there we are, Ben Edwards. We probably just witnessed one of the best expert races that we've ever seen at the Michelin MX Nationals. You're on the Carnage Fuels KTM. How was it doing?
Yeah, really good. It was that was definitely the toughest race of the weekend. I've heard George behind me the whole time, but I'm just trying to limit the mistakes. But the track's not easy out there. It's getting really choppy, so But yeah, happy to walk away with 4 wins for the weekend. Couldn't ask for much better.
Was there any time where you were thinking, do I need to win this race because George isn't in the championship? Was that sort of going through your head when you was under pressure?
Yeah, that goes through your head, but also just always trying to get as many points as you can each moto. But I knew he wasn't in the championship, but I still wanted to put up a fight. So.
Yeah, definitely. Anyone you want to thank?
Kev at Carnegie Fuels, he's the one that makes it all possible. Planet Suspension, Hawkstone Motorcycles, Fox Racing, just Paul Johnston, just everyone, thank you.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. And picturesque, you was perfect. Picture perfect, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Okay, that was brilliant work from Ben Edwards. We're going to move him out of the way. You can see there's Cullen Scott checking his hair. So we're going to bring Cullen in. Looks in good shape, considering he's been racing that 250 round there for tough motos, but well worth it. Back to Callum.
So, Cullen Scott, what a day, what a weekend. You've rode really well the entire weekend. Obviously, you like your indoor stuff as well, don't you, as with the Team Green gig. This is not that.
No,
been speaking to
not.
Jeff up there. He's really happy with how you've done. How do you feel that your weekend's gone, and anything you want to say?
It was a good weekend, considering, you know, had a rough few first races and done some work, and now it's good to finally, you know, get a clean sweep and just boost my confidence a bit, and I'm feeling a lot better. The track was so rough.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm happy.
What was the difference from today to yesterday? Because obviously yesterday you was able to lead. I mean, I know there's other riders here, but you was able to, like, you know, lead the races. Is it a lot heavier, the track?
Yeah, well, compared to yesterday there weren't many riders in each classes. First of all.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more dry. So, but now today there's loads of lines. It's deep, and you got to be really switched on. So
yeah, it looks really technical out there, but you rode brilliant.
Different days, so yeah.
Yeah, but good. 2 very good days for you. Well done.
Yeah, thank you so much.